Our top lead this morning. It has been almost 1 year since the bridge collapse in Gujarat's Morbi had killed 135 people, sending shockwaves and much anger across the country. I had then said, this is not an accident, this is murder. It was. And today, a special investigation team formed by the Gujarat government to probe the incident is saying as much. The SIT has finally submitted a 5,000-page report to the State High Court, and it has made some scathing remarks. The SIT has said that the death of 135 innocent people who were watching the Chhath celebrations from the bridge was not an accident, but a murder. The 5,000-page report has recommended that all the 10 people accused, including Oreva MD Jaisukh Patel, be booked under Section 302, which is punishment for murder. The panel has solely laid the blame for the tragedy on Jaisukh Patel and two managers of Oreva Group, which was responsible for the bridge's operations and maintenance. Further, the SIT has also highlighted the fact that the bridge lacked proper safety measures and that there were no restrictions on the number of people permitted on the bridge at any given point of time. Now, before we discuss with our guests the stinging SIT report, let us just freshen up your memory about what exactly had unfolded, the investigation so far, and the key accused in this case, and of course the role of the Oreva Group. Oreva Group, a watch manufacturing firm, was given a 15-year contract to maintain, repair and renovate the Morbi Bridge by the municipal body in March 2022. The company had outsourced the work of bridge renovation to a little-known contractor who had nil experience in bridge repairs. There are allegations that the municipal body gave the deal to Oreva without a bidding process. Imagine a watch company being given a contract to maintain a bridge without the due process being followed. Did money change hand? It definitely did. Within 7 months of being awarded the contract, the Oreva Group reopened the bridge for the public on October 26th, much before schedule. But 4 days later, on October 30th, this very bridge collapsed when a huge number of people assembled to witness the Chhath Puja celebrations. While the bridge had a capacity to hold 130 to 150 people at one time, more than 500 people were present on it on that day. It was the first of many rules that were flouted. Within a few days of the incident, the Morbi police filed an FIR, but it shockingly did not name Oreva or its MD as an accused in the case. Can you imagine that, ladies and gentlemen? Soon after, 9 people were arrested, including the managers of the Oreva Group, subcontractors, security guards, and booking clerks. But there was nothing on Jaisukh Patel. It was only after much uproar from the public, from the media, from the opposition, that on January 30th, the cops approached the court seeking an arrest warrant against Jaisukh Patel. 2 weeks later, the police filed a charge sheet in the court naming 10 people as accused, including Oreva's MD. Now, from the date of the bridge collapse till the police filed its charge sheet in the court in late January, Jaisukh Patel was missing. We are talking about 3 months here. The man to blame for one of the worst man-made tragedies in recent times was simply nowhere to be seen, and the cops apparently had absolutely no clue about him. It was only on January 31st that he finally surfaced, surrendering before the court before he was arrested. The same man, ladies and gentlemen, who was missing for 3 months. And today the probe has recommended that he, along with 9 others, be booked for murder. My colleague Siddharth is in Ahmedabad. I believe he's being joined. Let me go across to him. Siddharth, first things first, the SIT essentially is saying exactly what we here at Mirror Now had been saying, that the lapses were too great to miss, and this certainly wasn't an accident. This was the murder of 135 people.
Absolutely, very rightly pointed out. You know, this thing also came up last time when the hearing was there for the victim to be given the compensation, and these exactly were the observations which came down from the Gujarat High Court today when the 5,000-page SIT report was produced. The observations which came across were scintillating, and big revelations have been made. The most important point is the recommendation to impose Section 302 against the accused. That is very important. If at all this happens, it is going to increase the pressure, and the condition is going to worsen for the Oreva MD Jaisukh Patel in the Morbi tragedy case. Today, each and everything, you just go through the SIT pages in which the observations which have been made, they are to be seen, and they are very significant as far as this whole tragedy is concerned. You know, it has been mentioned very clearly about the lack of safety measures, physical fitness reports, you know, adequate equipment safety, furthermore, no restrictions on ticket sales. And biggest question, why so many people gathered in huge numbers on the bridge? Who gave them the permission? Who was looking after it? And all these things was directly or indirectly, you know, they took off their hands. The Oreva group took off their hands and said that we have nothing to do with it. And that's exactly what we've been telling down on our network, especially on Mirror Now, from all these months. We have been putting questions up to them. Then what is the role behind? If they are not responsible, who is responsible? But talking about the three important persons, MD.
I have another question. Give me a minute here, Siddharth, because I have a question that I want to come to you with. But before that, I want to go to someone who lost his 10-year-old daughter in that tragedy. And Siddharth, when I come back, I want to ask you whether it is only the Oreva group that the SIT is finding fault with. What about the Morbi civic body that gave this contract without due diligence to the Oreva group? Was money, did money change hands? Is the SIT saying anything on that? I'll come to you with that question in just a bit. But let me go across to Narendra Parmar. नरेंद्र परमार, नमस्कार. हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आपकी बेटी ध्वनि 10 साल की थी, नरेंद्र जी, और उस दिन वो भी ब्रिज पे थी, और आपके सामने जो हुआ वो हुआ है. आज SIT की 1 साल बाद रिपोर्ट आ रही है, और वो रिपोर्ट वो कह रही है जो आप लोग पिछले 1 साल से बोल रहे हैं. जब आप ये रिपोर्ट देखते हैं, इससे क्या कुछ उम्मीद जगती है आपको?
पिछले 1 साल से मैं ये घटना से पहले कभी किसी कोर्ट में नहीं गया. इस 1 साल में मैं 15 से 20 बार गुजरात हाई कोर्ट में गया हूँ, मोरबी की कोर्ट में गया हूँ. ये रिपोर्ट देरी से आई, पर ये तो 1 साल से नक्की था कि ये रिपोर्ट आने वाली है, और जो जवाबदार है वो वही कंपनी है, ओरेवा कंपनी. तो ये इसमें कोई नई बात नहीं है, पर ये अगर अभी तो ये आज सुबह हमको मीडिया के मार्फत पता चला कि, पर इसमें क्या डिटेल है वो भी हमको पता नहीं चला.
ठीक है. सिद्धार्थ, मैं आपसे एक चीज, हाँ नरेंद्र जी, मैं आपसे एक और सवाल पूछना चाहूंगी. सवाल ये है कि ओरेवा कंपनी के मालिक को बचाने की कुछ लोगों ने बहुत कोशिश की. 3 महीने तक तो उनका अरेस्ट ही नहीं हुआ, किसी को पता ही नहीं था वो कहाँ पे है. फाइनली उनका अरेस्ट हुआ है. मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूं कि क्या आप अपनी बेटी के कातिल जो हैं, ओरेवा ग्रुप और उसके जो मालिक हैं और उसके जो मेंबर्स हैं, सिर्फ उनको मानते हैं, या मोरबी की जो सिविक बॉडी है जिसने ब्रिज मेंटेनेंस का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक घड़ी की कंपनी को दिया था, उनको भी मानते हैं?
देखिए, वो टेक्निकल बाबत क्या थी, मुझे ऐसा पता चला मीडिया के मार्फत से कि वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट 3 साल पहले खत्म हो चुका था. तो जब उन्होंने ये घटना हुई 30/10 को, और उन्होंने 26/10/22 को उनका ओपनिंग किया, वो उनके जयसुख पटेल ने, ओरेवा के मालिक ने. तो वो ओपनिंग उसने अपने हाथों से खुद ही कर दिया. कोई नगर पालिका या सिविक बॉडी के कोई सदस्य उसमें नहीं थे. उसने सभी मीडिया को बुलाकर ये ओपनिंग किया और ऐसा किया कि मैंने ये इतना खर्चा किया और ये ब्रिज ऐसा बनाया है, और वो उसका बनाया हुआ ब्रिज 5 ही दिन में गिर गया. तो जो टेक्निकल बाबत है वो मैं नहीं जानता, पर उसकी लापरवाही की वजह से मेरी बेटी जैसे 10 साल के कम उम्र के 58 बच्चे थे। मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा 3-4 प्रेग्नेंट लेडी थी, जो बच्चे अपनी माँ के गर्भ से बाहर भी नहीं आए, वो ऐसे 3-4 बच्चे चले गए। और 10 साल के को कम उम्र के 58 बच्चे उसमें चल बसे। जिन बच्चों को वो दुनिया देखनी थी, तो ये कंपनी ने ये उसकी ज़िम्मेदारी थी कि वहाँ पे जो कुछ भी हुआ उसको उसका मैनेजमेंट करने की। वो उसमें ना कि हम कामयाब रहा, तो ये ज़िम्मेदारी उसकी बनती है और ये उसका आरोप है और हम ये चाहते हैं कि ये घटना ऐसी है कि ये हर बार बनती घटना नहीं है। 50-100 बार में ऐसी घटनाएँ बनती है। तो जो जिम्मेदार है उसको सिस्टम में ऐसा सबक या सजा मिलनी चाहिए न्याय तंत्र की ओर से कि दूसरा कोई ऐसी लापरवाही बताने से बचे, तभी हमारे बच्चों को न्याय मिलेगा।
न, न, नरेंद्र जी, एसआईटी की जो रिपोर्ट है वो कह रही है ये कत्ल है, ये एक्सीडेंट नहीं था जो हुआ मोरबी में, ये कत्ल है। और इस कत्ल की जो सजा है वो सजाए मौत है। ये एसआईटी, गुजरात गवर्नमेंट की जो एसआईटी है वो कह रही है। क्या आप भी इसको मानते हैं नरेंद्र जी कि जो हुआ उसके लिए सजा सिर्फ सजाए मौत है और कुछ नहीं?
देखिए, ये घटना उसको पता था उसने कैसा रिपेयर किया है पुल, ठीक है? वो पुराने ज़माने में वो उसमें लकड़ी के जैसे पट्टी लगी थी, इसने वो पूरी निकाल कर वो फ्रेम लगा दी पुल के बीच में, ठीक है? वो टेक्निकल वो मुद्दा जो भी है वो मैं नहीं जानता, पर उसकी वजह से ये दुर्घटना है। उसको पता था कि उसने कैसा बनाया है और ये कितने लोगों को ये पुल झेल सकता है। उसने कोई मैनेजमेंट नहीं किया, ठीक है? 500-600 लोग थे, मैं भी बीच में था, पुल टूटा तभी मैं भी डूब गया था। वो दोनों बच्चों के हाथ मैंने पकड़े थे। मैं डूब गया तो सदनसीब से वो बच्चों के वो केबल मेरे हाथ में आया तो मैं पूरा श्वास ले सका, मेरा मुँह ऊपर रह सका। दोनों बच्चे मुझसे छूट गए, तो मेरा बच्चा वो किसी भले आदमी के पास पड़ा तो मेरा बच्चा बच गया। वो मेरी बेटी 5-10 मिनट के बाद मिली, तो 5-10 मिनट वो पूरे मोरबी के गटर का पानी था वो नदी में। वो 10-15 फुट पानी था, मैं पूरा डूब गया था। तो 10-15 मिनट के बाद मेरी बच्ची मिली तो वो नहीं बच पाई। तो ये जो दुर्घटना है उसको उसकी लापरवाही की वजह से हुई है और उसको पता था कि ये उसने कैसा पुल बनाया है। तो इस पर ये जो सजा है वो लगनी चाहिए। मैं मानता हूँ कि जो कोर्ट में जो ज्यादा से ज्यादा सजा मिले
चल,
वो उसको ये न्याय तंत्र को ये उदाहरण सेट करना चाहिए कि ताकि ऐसी घटना दूसरी बार न बने।
नरेंद्र जी, हमसे
जी।
बात करने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपकी 10 साल की बच्ची ध्वनि आपके साथ ही थी और आपने उसको डूबते हुए देखा। आज एसआईटी की रिपोर्ट कह रही है कि ये एक दुर्घटना नहीं थी, ये कत्ल था। एसआईटी की टीम कह रही है सजाए मौत होनी चाहिए, आप भी कह रहे हैं सजाए मौत होनी चाहिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद नरेंद्र जी हमसे जुड़ने के लिए। That was Narendra ji, someone who lost his daughter, 10-year-old daughter in that tragedy, speaking to us. Siddharth, I'm coming back to you. Do we still have Siddharth in Ahmedabad with us? Because there is that very important question about Morbi's civic body that needs to be asked as well. Siddharth, are you with us? Okay, I believe he is with us. Siddharth, since you've gone through the SIT report, I want to ask you whether it has anything on the Morbi civic body and its role in granting A, the contract to Oreva without due diligence, and B, more importantly, why the Morbi civic body was napping when a bridge that is supposed to accommodate 100-130 people had 500 people on it.
You know, exactly that is what the point is. Up till now, I haven't been able to go through the maximum pages, but definitely the role of the municipal body has been, not just this time, but last time also, it was challenged by the Gujarat High Court. Gujarat High Court had directed the government to supersede the municipal bodies as they were lagging down due to their lackadaisical approach towards the whole case. That was very important. Another petition is still there in the Sessions Court regarding this matter, which is linked with this, on which the hearing would take place on the 17th of October, in which today's SIT, the findings of the SIT will play a very significant role. So your question is very much valid, and that answer will definitely come on the 17th of October when this whole petition will be adjoining it. The SIT report will be adjoining, and the new petition will be filed again in the court, presented in the sessions part. So that is again very important. The councillor had raised this question, the local councillor also, under the section of 263 of the Gujarat Municipality Act of 1963, as to why the municipality should not be suspended. So this question had been, and it has been now suspended, and it has been superseded by the government. But the government now will have to find answers in the court to justify whatever has happened. It seems now that Jaisukh has been given a very, very free hand to go through all this, and that was mentioned last time by the High Court also, that by giving the compensation, it does not mean that Jaisukh has been left off. This was very serious observations which was made by the Gujarat High Court last time when the victims had came down to Gujarat High Court for justice.
Okay, so that we'll leave it there for the moment. My guest this evening, Pradeep Mahor, is leader of the BJP. Nishant Rawal is a Congress spokesperson joining us. And Utkarsh Dave is the victim's advocate joining us on the broadcast as well. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. Pradeep Mahor, I want to come to you first. The general impression during the time of the tragedy, Morbi tragedy, was that here is someone who is close to the Morbi civic body, the Oreva group chairperson. This bridge collapses. Pradeep Mahor, I hope you're with us. I want to see you on screen. This bridge collapses last year. All right. I believe we have lost the frame to Pradeep Mahor. So we'll try and reconnect with him. He's leader of the BJP. I hope he does join us because there are questions that I have of him. For the moment, let me go across to Utkarsh Dave, who's the victim's advocate. Utkarsh Dave, I want to ask you what the SIT, because our reporter wasn't very clear on this, I want to ask you what the SIT has said on the Morbi civic body's role as far as the collapse is concerned.
Let me tell you, or let me read out a few things for you specifically. This is the entire SIT report in my hand, which was given to me at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It has been somewhere around 6 hours that I have this SIT report. I think Siddharth was very much with me when this SIT report was given to us. And I would read out a few pages for you, if you permit. It says, it is clear that the chief officer is responsible for the signing of the agreement with Oreva company without proper authorization from the general body of the Morbi Nagarpalika. It says he also did not, which means the chief officer did not put up the agreement for subsequent approval of the board. The agreement should have been vetted by technical and legal experts. Second thing the SIT says is 3 members of Nagarpalika, that is the then president, the then VP, and the chairman of EC who signed the Rojkam, are also responsible for not bringing the agreement before the general board. Importantly, let's talk about what the SIT says about Oreva. I'll read the last paragraph that sums up everything. The aforesaid lackadaisical approach on the part of the management of Oreva company, resulting into one of the most severe and tragic human calamity, cannot be countenanced. For this, prima facie, the whole management of the company, including its managing directors and 2 managers, Mr. Dinesh Dave and Mr. Deepak Parekh, appears to be responsible. Of course, the appointment of the said responsibility may differ amongst them, dependent upon the role played by them. The SIT highlights 5 ingredient aspects of the involvement of Oreva or the lapses on the part of Oreva. Let me read out that in line by line. It says, insufficient security to prevent from the damaging the bridge. No restriction was placed by Oreva on the sale of ticket, leading to unrestricted movement on the bridge by the crowd. It says that no restriction on the number of persons accessing the bridge at a given point in time was placed by Oreva. It says, even after the completion of repairing work and before opening the bridge for public at large, Oreva company ought to have obtained fitness report in respect of the said bridge and consulted Morbi Nagarpalika in that behalf. The most important aspect is this. It says, SIT says, though after renewal, the company gave a contract to one, Dev Prakash Solutions, Morbi, for carrying out various repairing works. Neither any technical opinion of any expert agency appeared to have been obtained, nor consulted Morbi Nagar Palika in the above connection before carrying out the major repairs through the said contractor,
Okay.
so and so, so and so. So this
Okay.
work was already outsourced, and that man also technically did
Okay.
not had any technical experience.
Wow. I mean, simply wow. Then the writing was on the wall. This tragedy was waiting to happen, Pradeep Mahor, and your councillors, yes, 5 months after the
And
tragedy,
one
the
more
Gujarat
thing,
government
if
did
I may be
dissolve the
permitted,
Morbi.
that would
Just a minute.
shock your conscience, that has shocked the conscience of the state, that has shocked the conscience of everyone who is in this litigation. There are documents. Let me say it very clear. There are documents. Siddharth is made much aware about those documents. There are documents that are floated in this PIL by way of an affidavit filed by the concerned departments or authorities, which says that the company has written representation to Nagar Palika, which are written in English, Gujarati language, but I'll convert it in English for you, which says that the company was totally aware about the precarious condition of the bridge, and the company writes it to the Nagar Palika that, sir, the bridge is in such a condition that the accident might happen at any time, and it is in such a condition that a major thing on the bridge could happen at any time. They were totally aware about the condition of the bridge, that it is in a precarious and dilapidated condition. Despite of that, the bridge was kept open on that day for letting this 135 people died. Because someone wanted to mint money here.
Pradeep
Let me be
Mahor,
very
leader
clear.
of the BJP.
There's a very good quote. I'll conclude by saying this last
People
statement.
have minted money. Lives have been lost, and people have minted money, and money has changed hands. I have absolutely no doubt about that. Pradeep Mahor, come in here. The Morbi municipality, now dissolved, was dominated by the BJP. Most of its councillors are BJP. Councillors, as early as 3-4 months ago in court, are saying, "हमें तो कुछ पता ही नहीं था. We are innocent. We have nothing to do with this tragedy." And here, the SIT instituted by your own government has found that this was not an accident, it was murder, and the Morbi civic body, Mr. Mahor, was completely aware of how precarious the situation of the bridge was, how weak the bridge was, because Oreva itself had written to the civic body. अब आप बताइए.
Shreyas, yes. First of all, the SIT was appointed by the state government itself, and this is a point that should be taken into consideration, that the investigation is completely unbiased, and
they have not done anyone a favor. Mr. Mahor, they had no choice, and they have not done anyone a favor. So don't make it sound like one.
No. Don't get into if you are going to speak in each and every line, that will be difficult for me to speak. Right. So let me complete first. So first of all, this is, I think, the first time we are viewing such kind of a report which is completely unbiased, where the state government itself is trying to investigate properly and come out with the report wherein whosoever is responsible will be punished. This was an unfortunate event. This was an unfortunate incident altogether. It should not have happened. It has happened. It was somebody's mistake, definitely somebody's mistake. And that mistake has to be found out. And who will find out? State government itself. And they are doing it very well, Shreya. We have seen many different incidents. I'll not say similar incidents. We have seen Ganga Bhagalpur Bridge. Ganga Bhagalpur Bridge in Patna. What happened? Where is the report? We have seen Khagaria District Bridge, which collapsed in Patna. Bihar.
Wow.
What happened? No.
What reasoning, Pradeep ji?
There is nothing
what
to say.
What reasoning, Pradeep ji?
No.
प्रदीप जी, आपकी रीजनिंग पे मैं वाव बोल रही हूँ.
No, this is
मैं आपसे आपके स्टेट के बारे में पूछ रही हूँ. One of the worst man-made tragedies in this country. 135 people die, despite the fact that the civic body knew exactly what state the bridge was in, despite the fact that this contract without any due diligence was given to a company with absolutely no experience in maintaining a bridge. I am asking you straight questions. You are telling me Bihar में देखो क्या हुआ, Bhagalpur में देखो क्या हुआ.
No, Shreya. I am not saying this. I am not saying this. Come on, Shreya ji, let me complete. I am not saying this. I am repeatedly saying that this is an unfortunate incident. It should not have happened. It was because of somebody's mistake. And state government wanted to probe whose mistake is that and finally wanted to punish the person. So they have found out. Even Sandeep Singh Zala, the chief Morbi municipality, chief of Morbi municipality, he was suspended. And even the investigations are going on against him as well. Right. So ultimately, government is unbiased. They are willing to probe into the matter. They are also shaken up by the kind of incident, the kind of man-made disaster that happened over there. So everybody is concerned. You are concerned. Definitely, I have a lot of respect for you for this matter. But state government itself is concerned. They are trying to bring out the matter. They are trying to give justice to the people. This is what is required.
Pradeep ji, ठीक है. Pradeep ji, how is justice suspending the man responsible for 135 deaths? Suspend कर दिया. आपने बड़े आसानी से बोल दिया suspend कर दिया. For 135 deaths, do you suspend a person or do you put that person behind bars? Anyhow, let's get in Nishant Rawal.
Sure. No. When you asked the question,
the BJP spokesperson. No, I've not asked you a question. I've just made an observation. Give me a minute. Let Nishant come in as well. Otherwise, the Congress will now start saying that we don't let them speak. First, BJP people say we don't let them speak. Now, even the Congress will start saying that. Nishant ji, I want to ask you this. The BJP leader here on the broadcast is saying कि this is a SIT that was found by the Gujarat government. देखिए हमने तो कर दिया institute and whoever is guilty is being punished. You can't raise questions or fingers at what our municipality did or what our councillors did.
Shreya, first of all, I would like to congratulate Mira now that continuously since 1 year, you are closingly reporting this episode. Closing. Now, another thing. This BJP people at the time of bridge collapse, very next day, they used to say that the pillars, the bridge has been collapsed because some anti-social elements they were kicking the bridge walls. This was their statement. You can check the previous records. Another thing, from the day one, Congress party is asking why Mr. Jaisukh Patel name was not in the FIR. In fact, the chief officer Morbi Nagar Palika's name was not in the FIR. You remember, the bridge collapse happened on 30 October and the charge sheet being submitted to the court on 20th February. 110 days, Shreya, it's a shame for BJP. 110 days Gujarat police took to submit the charge sheet. And in fact, after that, Jaisukh Patel name was not there. Another important thing, I do have this suo motu report of High Court, 15/11/2022. At that time, High Court clearly says that according to the section 263 of Nagar Palika law, why still Gujarat government is taking time to dissolve Morbi Nagar Palika? 1 year been passed, 365 days been passed, Shreya, and it's a shame for all of us that Morbi Nagar Palika and all their members are still using government cars, government ACs, and government electricity. They have not been suspended. Another important thing, when Gujarat Congress used to ask about this entire disaster, all the points we have mentioned since 1 year, the same points are SIT has cleared today. In fact, after Morbi disaster, Shreya, we have done so many press conferences in Gujarat and we demanded to Gujarat government that kindly publish fitness certificate with their audit reports of all the bridges of Gujarat on government website. Till date, 1 year passed, till date, there is no report, no publications on government websites about all other bridges of Gujarat. In fact, what happens, I am from Baroda city. You will be shocked, Shreya. In Baroda city, they made Atal Bridge after 6 years, the longest bridge of Gujarat. And just after 3 months of this bridge opening, their safety wall collapsed in my city. I personally emailed to the Municipal Commissioner of Vadodara Municipal Corporation and the Mayor. Since 6 months, they have not even replied to my email. Now you can understand how Gujarat government is running their administration in Gujarat, how they are showing Gujarat model to other part of India. It's not a fact. I'm damn sure that Gujarat government and BJP party used to get party funding from Mr. Jaisukh Patel over a group of companies to win the elections, and that's why they try to
Pradeep
save
ji.
Mr. Jaisukh Patel. Why they have not put the IPC 302 in first information report? That is my question. Mr. Harsh Sanghvi, our minister says
you
at
have
the
made an
time that
allegation.
Within 1.5 hours, FIR
let me answer that allegation.
Why 302 was missing? Why 302 was missing from FIR?
Okay. You know, Pradeep, I'm completely out of time, but I want to give you 20 seconds to respond because there are a barrage of charges that have been made against the BJP and there are questions that the BJP has still not been able to answer. But answer the charge about Jaisukh Patel and about the Morbi municipality. And I have no more than 20 seconds.
Yes. First of all, no, we can't put all allegations on the government. If there was some issue, there was some kind of a money minting and some kind of a thing that you're talking about, and some kind of a this under the table agreements were going on, then government would not have made an SIT to bring unbiased kind of a report. We should understand there are many incidents that had happened in India, and there was always a cover up. See, this Congress people are speaking out.
The government of Gujarat did no favors to the people of this country by instituting an SIT. They had no choice.
I'm not saying that they did favors. Shreya, I am not saying that they did favors.
They simply had no choice.
I am simply saying that ultimately the reports have to be unbiased and whosoever is responsible for it should be punished. And this is what is done by the Gujarat government. At other places, even in Delhi, when there was a Congress government in Delhi.
Have people responsible for the Gujarat tragedy been punished? Not so far, Mr. Mahor.
Where is the report?
Mr. Mahor, I'm asking you about Gujarat. Stick to Gujarat. It's a tragedy. We cannot afford to trivialize by comparing it with other bridge collapses. Has everyone responsible for the Morbi bridge collapse, which killed 135 people, been punished? No, they have not been punished. We know that.
No,
there is an SIT
we are
report
no one to punish them. Government is
you
no
are
one
still
to punish
protecting
them.
your councillors. You are still protecting your Morbi civic body that was ruled by you. That is not okay.
Shreya ji, I am not protecting them at all. Understand? We are no one to punish them. Ultimately, the punishment has to be given by the court. SIT has given the report and finally it will go to the court and court is going to take the necessary measures to punish the people who are accused.
We'll see.
Right.
We'll see. The Gujarat government tried very hard, as we know, to not dissolve the Morbi civic body. It was the court's push that did it. Huh?
Yeah.
Chaliye, we'll leave it there for the moment. Pradeep Mahor, thank you very much for joining us. Nishant Rawal, thank you very much. And thank you very much, Utkarsh for joining us and giving us more details of this SIT, which is pointing a finger not just to the Oreva group, but also to Morbi's civic body. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you, gentlemen, very much for joining us. I'm slipping into a quick break. We are getting you the latest from Israel. Do stay with us.